I've always wondered who exactly are the Rusty cars here that appear in the Rust-eze's tent during the first Cars movie. You know, when McQueen is reluctant to go inside, he's like, Rusty's cars are gross, I don't want to go. And Mac is like, you have to, they're your sponsor, they gave you your big break. And so, are the Rusty cars investors in Rust-eze? Like, are they stakeholders and that's why they get to, visit the tent, kind of be in a VIP location and meet Lightning McQueen? They all seem obsessed with McQueen, which is a little weird to kind of contextualize with them being investors as well. Like, I just don't know if an investor in Rust-eze would be so like freaking out like Fred. I don't know. But then we start to devolve into thinking they're just random Rusty cars that Rusty and Dusty pulled off the street. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. It's kind of an interesting topic to discuss and one that really goes overlooked. But today we have one of those Rusty cars to review, and that is Andy Vaporlock. He is brand new for 2022, came out of case D for singles. He's a new Thailand variant, that is, the character has been released before, and so we'll do an extensive comparison to the Thailand version, or the Thailand and Chinese. We will compare those two, and I will leave the link for case D in the description below and card suggestion pop up in the top right hand corner if you want to see me unbox it. It's a very good case. It's definitely the best case we've gotten so far this year, and we'll also be reviewing Otis from the case, so definitely stay tuned for that. There's some really solid variants from the case. But anyways, he looks really nice on the Red Riders packaging. They put a stadium in the background. There's only two options. They either put a stadium or Willie's Butte from Radiator Springs, and obviously this was the best choice. However, with Craig Faster, the deluxe Rusty monster truck, they put the Willie's Butte background, so that doesn't make much sense, but Andy looks really good. Now, he was only previously released in 2016 as a single, and that release has become quite rare. So for a lot of people, this is a great re-release. Of course, as seen in cars, bravo Mattel, you got it right this time. The King, Murray Clutchburn, Dave Alternators, Marlon Clutches McKay, Sarge, Dash Boardman, and Darla Vanderson are featured on the card back, all of which have been included in at least one of the last four cases, except for Dash Boardman, who is going to be in case E. Sarge is in case D only, but I'm pretty sure everyone else is in at least two then. Like Darla's in A, C, and D. Marlon's in B and C. The King is in B and C, I think. Maybe the Piston Cup Racers are only in C, but it just has been so confusing because there's so much overlap between the cases, which could be a good thing for you. If you miss case B, for example, you have a great shot of finding those exact same cars in a future case. Some of them, however, are only in one case for the entire year. I think Andy is actually one of them. Down the Pits, Ron Hover, Rust-eze Racing Center, McQueen, those are some other ones, so definitely prioritize them if you do want them. All right, so I actually made a mistake. Well, my phone kind of screwed me as well. And so I already unboxed one Andy Vaporlock. I'm just using this one as a stage. Like, I literally already unboxed it, so we're going to pretend that I'm unboxing it. It came with this weird like little plastic screen in there too. So yay, let's unbox it. Let's play some music. Right, so here is Andy out of the box, looking fine, and here's a fun fact for you guys. I actually recorded the entire video, and my phone really screwed me over, and so yeah, not very fun for me, but fun for you. And there is Andy in the film, looking like he's about to have some fun as McQueen enters the tent, and we get that first-person perspective of him. Fred's over on the left, just geeking out. If I was an investor of Tesla, and I was invited to some stakeholder meeting, stakeholder event, and Elon Musk walks in, like, I don't know if I'm gonna geek out like some of these cars do. Like, I don't know. I don't really see it. Like, I like Elon Musk, and if I'm an investor in Tesla, like, I'm sure I would really like him, but I don't know. I just don't foresee myself geeking out over the owner of the company. Well, I guess that's not even the owner, really. That's Rusty and Dusty. Just more of like the face of the company, but Elon is definitely the face of Tesla. I don't know. Super weird. But maybe they're not investors after all. All right, so we're going to do the side-by-side comparison with the Chinese version of Andy, of course. And since I already went through all this once, I can tell you right away, I'm a big fan of the Thailand variant. I think it's superior in almost every way except for like 2 reasons. There are only 2 things that I dislike about the Thailand version. We'll get to those 2 things. But right off the bat, he has a matte satin finish, which is a lot more accurate for a rusty car. Rusty car is not going to be shiny with a glossy finish like they originally did when they released him from China 6 years ago. It's actually kind of funny as well. He was in case C in 2016 and now he's in case D. So almost would have been a full eclipse of the circle. That would have been really cool. Anyway, they also changed like the smoky gray aesthetic for the rust and the oxidation to a much more accurate brown finish, which I don't know about you guys, but most rust I have seen is brown and not the smoky gray that they used on the original version. He has a longer mouth, which is kind of interesting. I'm glad that they did it though, to change it up. And you could definitely see on the bumper what I'm talking about with it being browner, more accurate. I think the headlights look far superior. Like, look at that, where my thumb is, compared to where my left thumb is. Like, what is that? That just looks so gross and disjointed over there. This, on the other hand, looks way more realistic. Now, I got a little impatient back in the day, and I ordered Andy Vaporlock from China before he was released in stores, and that's why this one has like a chip there. It's not a prototype though, like you could see it has a date stamp and all that, but yep. Back in the day when cars were made in China, they usually were sold a month to 2 ahead of time from China, and they always tempted everyone's patience because people would want to order them early. I remember I almost ordered a Siren Carburina early because it was one of the cheaper ones. Almost did it, but I didn't. Anyways, you can see that they did a much better job with the hubcaps. They are rusty, as they should be, instead of just straight brown. Like, look at that. Why would they do that? That just looks so gross to me. This looks so much better. And just overall, same thing with the rest of the rust. You could just kind of let it absorb in your eyes. Just take it all in. The dent on his front door here is definitely more visible. And obviously it's indented. You could feel it. It's there on the Chinese version. You just can't see it as well. It's there though. Now the eyes obviously are slightly different, but it's the same general idea. It's just on this eye plate now, whereas before it was a part of the main metal body, which is now weird because some other features are a part of the main metal body for the Thailand version, including the windows and the side view mirrors. That brings me to the first thing I don't really like about the Thailand version. These side view mirrors that are a part of the main metal body, like they're okay, but I just feel like it's more realistic and it makes more sense when they're like separate pieces like on the Chinese version here. Like they definitely look better. They stand out, like there's a gap in between them and the windows, whereas this, they're just basically like nubs that stick out. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing is the license plate that is clearly clearer on the Chinese version. 47-M4U. I can read it on the Thai version, but it's definitely a little blurrier. It's larger text, but overall it's okay. And then the taillights, I guess, is another thing. I don't know why. They did a great job with the headlights like I just showed you, but the taillights I don't think they did such a good job with. They might even be better on the Chinese version. But everything else is great. Like look at the bumper. The windows look dirtier, which is accurate. Rusty car is not going to have perfectly clean windows like the Chinese version has here. So they really did a great job with this Thailand version. And we've known that they can make quality variations when they want, especially when it doesn't involve decals. They struggle with the clarity of their decals, as we all know. And luckily, Andy doesn't have a single one, and neither does Otis, who will review. So these next couple reviews here are going to be probably pretty favorable to Thailand. P50A means he was made during the 50th week of 2021 at the A factory in Thailand. Kind of a weird base. Like, I don't know. This looks a little weird to me. And here's the original one. So this guy was made on the 293rd day of 2015. So both kind of toward the end of their years, but Andy from China was made sooner in 2015 than the Thai version was made like in 2021. If you guys are trying to understand what I'm saying, like this probably was made in like September to October of 2016, and this one was like obviously December then of 2021. All right. Stuff you guys don't care about. Just nerdy stuff for me. And then here's the other side of him where you don't have the dent, but you have a little bit more of the rust, which looks really cool. Like, again, they just did a great job with that. Now, he is the same model as, believe it or not, Circus Sedan. Yeah, I know, right? Other than that, though, there are no other cars that share this model. Now, granted, this new Thailand version is a quote-unquote unique model, technically. So until they re-release the Circus Sedan, which they can't because it was a Super Chase, then Andy Vaporlock is safe as being his own unique model from Thailand, that is. This has always been like a super weird sedan because it has like such a big nose, like a big front hood and everything. And it just narrows up in the back there, as you can see. It gets really thin in the back. It's like almost the opposite of Milo, who is really thin in the front and then gets much wider in the back. It's almost as if like they inverted the two cars. So yeah, there you have it for Andy Vaporlock. Let me know in the comment section below, which version do you prefer? Obviously, I prefer the Thailand version, but it's all subjective, so you guys tell me. But please support your answer, as they say in school, with evidence, cite it, bibliography, all that good stuff. I recommend to you guys the movie Nocturnal Animals. I'm saying this in a lot of my videos now because of a very specific reason. Just some YouTube policy stuff, and I'm trying to make my videos safe for those policies. You could DM me for more details, but yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I will see you soon for another video. Bye now.